I want to offer a perspective on what the working world could be like for people that look like me. I'm a first-generation immigrant. My parents moved from Nigeria to the UK when I was 2 years old. And they had good jobs in Lagos. My mum was a nurse and my dad an accountant. And despite that, they always had ambitions of running their own business, like many immigrants in the 80s. And after some saving, eventually they did. A pretty modest corner shop in southeast London. I spent so much of my childhood in this shop, and whether it was serving customers or taking deliveries or even helping my dad with the accounts, this was my very first experience of the world of work. And after seeing my parents do it, I had ambitions of running a business myself. And I had some ideas. None of them I've really followed through on, to be honest. Most recently, I've even got 3 kilograms of beeswax at home for a candle making business that I've just not done anything with. If anyone wants to buy it off me tonight, just please come and find me after the talk. But suffice to say, I've never launched my own business, and I don't even think I ever will. But that hasn't stopped me in doing something that I believe is fulfilling and also defining my own definition of success. Entrepreneurship is in vogue right now. Everyone wants to start a business. And interestingly enough, despite my failures to launch, immigrants are extremely good at starting businesses. 55% of the billion-dollar businesses in the US are founded by immigrants or co-founded. And here in the UK, 13% are foreign-born, but we represent 25% of the startup community. It's like we're destined to build businesses and be entrepreneurs. But the startup world is tough. And although it's in vogue, and right now, Companies House is registering 2,000 new businesses every single day. But 60% of those will not see it through the first 3 years. But there is another way. And what I want to challenge us to think about today is, how can you capture and unleash your entrepreneurial spirit in a way that you can work for anyone, whether it's yourself or your organization? This is also defined as intrapreneurship. It's not a new term. It was founded in the 70s, and Pichot defined it as dreamers who do. Intrapreneurs are employees who do for the corporate world what an entrepreneur does for their own business and their own startup. And there are benefits and pitfalls to both, but I believe that many of us have the opportunity to be fantastic intrapreneurs and allow our organizations to take on the risk and provide the support that's needed to grow great ideas. I've had the privilege of working for organizations that really encourage this way of thinking, and I want to share with you what organizations today share in common that really try and drive this forward. Number one, they have a clear vision and they share it frequently. For 20 years, I've worked in environments that I deeply believe in. Previously, healthcare, and now, Black entrepreneurship. And aligning those clear and relatable values with my own beliefs and the missions of these organizations, it means that every day I go to work and I don't even feel like it's a job, and I know every day I'm making a difference. fulfilling to me in an intrinsic level, and it's not just a way to pay the bills. Pursuing a mission is like fuel for an entrepreneur, like rocket fuel. It means that when an organization that is really aligned with what you believe in, you ask yourself naturally, what can I do to make a difference? And what's my part to play in this? Number 2, organizations that capture entrepreneurship truly believe in the power of diversity. Every day I get to work with companies that champion and promote diverse talent. It inspires me so much. But there's still so much work to do. Did you know that there's not one black CEO in the FTSE 100? Not one. Despite that, all the traits that organizations say they want to see in terms of entrepreneurial spirit and drive and ambition, which minorities have in abundance, for some reason, opportunity is still lacking. These traits are celebrated in the startup world, but in the corporate world, gender, skin color, disability, and all its intersections do not get the opportunities that they deserve. And we have to hustle for our worth. Do I want to see more black and brown leaders? Unapologetically, yes, I do. And the corporate world vastly underestimates us and should do so much more in order to promote and elevate diverse talent. Number 3, these organizations also prioritize innovation. If you are not prepared to disrupt your own business, then someone else will gladly do it for you. I can think of so many examples of organizations that didn't take the time to put their ego to one side and challenge their own way of thinking and ask themselves, how can we do better in how we serve our customers and serve our communities? The example that springs to mind all the time for me is Blockbuster and the demise of Blockbuster. Back in 2000, they had the opportunity to buy Netflix for what was pocket change for them at the time. And the idea of posting a DVD to your customer at home was nothing new to them. It wasn't alien. And they had the money and the resource to be able to do this themselves. Eventually they did, but by the time they did, it was too late. Netflix had way much of a head start on them. And we all know how that story ends. Not enough companies are willing to disrupt their current way of thinking. However, there are others that provide money and resource and time to do exactly that. And providing frameworks to support it too. And it's those frameworks that can remove bias, but also give everyone in an organization an opportunity to be a creative entrepreneur themselves. So to wrap up, I believe entrepreneurship is one of the most inclusive ways to create change in the organizations and create change in the society that we all want to live in today. And my ask is for organizations to look beyond their general, normal ways, their normal paths of innovation, and for us to seek out organizations that also believe in what we believe in and can fuel our entrepreneurial spirits. So let's nurture that, encourage it, and challenge organizations to embrace what it truly means. Because we do not have to start our own business in order to create meaningful change. Thank you.